up, Autobots? So I'm gonna go over Halo's 10 strongest villains ranked. Master Chief has some deadly foes, but who's the deadliest? Though Halo is built on the idea that Master Chief is the greatest protector and force in the universe, the challenges he must overcome sometimes push against how invulnerable he may appear from Halo Combat Evolved through to Halo Infinite. Players have had to overcome numerous villains, threats, and challenge both Master Chief's physical and mental fortitude in a myriad of ways. Number 10. Seiya Refumi. Villains come in all shapes and sizes, and despite having a small role in Halo 2, Seiya Refumi presents himself as a notable enemy standing in our way. He's a heretic the Arbiter is sent to eliminate, and he doesn't make Arby's job easy. He throws around holograms of himself that for some reason still shoot real plasma bolts, and gives us an Arbiter a taste of what boss fights in Halo series could be like. Narratively, Seiya Refumi is actually a bit of a good guy since he was on the Prophet's schemes and wanted to dismantle their world-ending plots. Honestly, if he had chosen to talk with the Arbiter instead of shooting first, he wouldn't be a villain, but alas, he chose violence. Number 9. Tartarus. Tartarus gave us one of the best boss fights, including in Halo 2. He could demolish the Arbiter with a single blow of his gravity hammer. If you got too close and you needed to rely on Jonathan's 3-beam rifle headshots to bring down Tartarus' shields before even dealing a single swipe of damage. As a character in the narrative, Tartarus was also a formidable opponent before we ever met Atriox. Tartarus was the cunning brute. He was instrumental in usurping the elite's favored position as the right hand of the Prophets, and the Prophets trusted him to protect them should danger rear its head. Though other villains in the series may put him to shame now based on comparative power levels, there's no denying Tartarus' strength. Number 8. Escharum. Escharum is interesting for a variety of reasons, but one of the main factors is why he is so strong has to do with his unwavering confidence. For the entirety of Halo Infinite, he clearly explains his respect for Master Chief, and at the same time suggests their fight will be legendary and that he'll be the one to finally take down the Spartan. Once you finally fight him in his multi-phase boss fight, it becomes clear how he earned his title and reputation. Seriously, if this list was ranked solely by how tough it is to fight these enemies, Escharum would be closer to the top. He rushes you at every opportunity, giving you no breathing space and having you grappling away in a constant panic. The guy's a living tank and easily the most brutal brute to ever exist. Number 7. The Prophets. The Covenant has served as the longest running and most consistent threat that Master Chief has ever faced. The High Prophets, also known as the Heretics, were a group of 3 Seishuyan that led the Covenant High Council. Their strength lay in politics and diplomatic pursuits, and their decisions created a cataclysm of consequences for both the Covenant and humankind. So while they don't possess the raw strength of some other Halo villains, their cunning and political acumen make them one of Master Chief's most dangerous opponents. Their greed and desire for more power ultimately led to their downfall, but they were mighty foes when they were around. Number 6. Atriox. We're ranking Atriox a little higher on this list, given how he combines the power of both brutes and prophets in one body. Atriox is demonstrably a beast in battle. The opening moments to Halo Infinite showed him literally wiping the floor with Master Chief, and his first appearance in Halo Wars 2 also proved he's the kind of enemy that can take down a group of Spartans. Atriox has also shown that he knows how to lead a faction with intelligence. He cobbled together the Banished after leaving the Covenant, and given how strong their forces were in Infinite, it's clear he's got a strategic mind on par, or above, that of the Prophets. Number 5. 343 Guilty Spark. 343 Guilty Spark is the closest thing to a frenemy that Master Chief has had in the entirety of the Halo series. He aids Master Chief and his team in Halo 3 up until the point he realizes that they are trying to destroy the installation. Shortly after Spark critically injures Sergeant Johnson, the Master Chief is able to kill a terrifying Forerunner, Celia, with a Spartan laser, bringing their working partnership to an end. Given Guilty Spark's propensity to hum and say, "Ha ha ha, I am a genius," it's understandable why you might underestimate his potential as a villain, but never forgot that it was also an Celia mendicant bias that allowed with the Flood and essentially turned the tide against the Forerunners in the war. And did we forget to mention that Guilty Spark is still alive? Yeah, turns out he can survive being Spartan lasered into pieces. Number 4, the Didact. Halo 4 isn't considered all that beloved among the fans, but it did introduce some neat concepts and enemies to the world of Halo that were previously only in the books. Though he was born with the name Shadow of Sundered Star, most people would know the vengeful Forerunner Promethean as the Didact. Not only was he the first Forerunner in a Halo game to have their face revealed, but his name is derived from a Greek word meaning to instruct, which indicates his role among his people. The thing that makes him such a strong villain is that despite Master Chief hitting his ship with the Havoc nuclear bomb, it is later revealed he survived. Chief and Blue Team have to go find him and compose him, all to imprison him, not even to kill him. Number 3, Cortana. Whether you agreed with the narrative decision to have Cortana become a villain or not, you have to admit that once she was part of the evil team, she was practically unstoppable with her access to the domain, basically like a magic space internet that exists as both the universe's worth of information and B. The fountain of youth for AIs, she can find anyone anywhere if they make even a ripple of noise in space. Plus she controls Guardians, these giant Forerunner weapon things that float around and look menacing. Okay, so we never really got a chance to see a Guardian in action, and Cortana ended up being defeated off screen by the time we played Halo Infinite. But for the short time she was a major series villain, she was goddamned powerful. Number 2, the Harbinger. On paper, the Harbinger is the most terrifying villain in the Halo universe. On paper, this creature and the species she belongs to are able to survive the firing of the Halo ring. You heard us. They can survive the firing of the Halo array, a pulse of energy intended to wipe out all signs of sentient life. The boss fight with the Harbinger, as Master Chief tries to stop her from releasing other members of her species, is pretty tough as she teleports around in quick blinks and kill you with a variety of attacks. It's still unclear if her story came to an end after her defeat, or if her actions set in motion an unimaginable horror that Master Chief will have to dispatch in the near future. Number 1, the Gravemind. When talking about strength, most people default to characteristics that make threats imposing on a physical level. The Gravemind isn't terrifying because of its physical prowess, but rather because it works as the hive mind of the Flood. This parasitic life form takes over any and every living thing in its path. It's as close to omniscient as any being has betrayed in Halo's lore. It serves as the main antagonist in the original Halo trilogy, and man, do we miss this disgusting, gargantuan stalk of fleshy grossness. Nothing freaked us out quite like the Gravemind, and the way things are going, perhaps nothing ever will. That said, despite its defeat at the end of Halo 3, Gravemind remains Halo's most imposing villain to date. So, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.